Hello, guys. Welcome back to another election prediction. This time it's the 2022 governor map prediction or gubernatorial races. And governor's races are always pretty interesting, but let's go through them. So, Idaho, Wyoming, South Dakota, I'm not even going to be competitive, even though it was a competitive race in 2018. Kansas, I'll come back to that. Oklahoma, I've seen polling, and even though the Democrat that's running in the primary used to be a former Republican, she's still down by a lot, and I'm probably going to be a solid state at this point, just looking at it. Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, it's a red wave year. Even South Carolina is going to be safe. However, New York, I mean, I've seen some people put as likely. I really don't see it. I think that poll Republicans put out showing them like in a close race, it's a junk poll. It really shouldn't count. Massachusetts also going to be safe, another flip for Democrats, while Maryland's also probably going to be safe for them as well. Safe states for Republican, New Hampshire and Vermont, very popular liberal Republicans up here. They're going to easily cruise to re-election there. In California, Gavin Newsom won a vigorous recall election, and it's not going to be that close in 2022 either. Let's go through Alaska. It's honestly going to be a lean Republican. The Independent has a chance at flipping it, but I'm assuming the toss-ups go to the Republican anyway, because that's how it usually goes in wave years. Most of the toss-up goes to one party. The state of Illinois, I think it's going to be an easy Democratic hold. I really don't see the Democratic governor losing this seat. I think he'll win by over 10% here. Rhode Island and Connecticut, these states have the potential of being competitive races, especially Connecticut could easily go to lean in a red wave year, but I'm assuming the Democratic incumbent, he has decent approval ratings, so probably hold on here by a likely margin. The state of Ohio and Iowa, they're probably going to be each likely margins. I mean, they have the potential even going safe for Republicans, but they don't have the best approval ratings, especially the Republican incumbent here is facing a contested primary. It's going to be interesting to watch that race. Which I'm going to say it's probably going to be likely. Now, Texas, Florida, and Kansas. Kansas is an interesting case. We have a Democrat incumbent governor, but they really haven't been acting moderate in office, so I'm assuming Republicans will flip it by a likely margin. Texas, we have Beto O'Rourke running, but he pushed himself too far to the left in the 2020 primary. Voters aren't going to forget that, and that's why he's probably going to lose by a likely margin here. In Florida, we have Ron DeSantis, and honestly, even if it's Charlie Crist, he'll probably still get crushed by a likely margin by DeSantis just based off his approval rating so far. We got a few more states here, though. Colorado, it's probably going to be a likely margin. I don't think the Republicans are going to flip this state unless they have an extraordinary 2022 midterm for them. New Mexico, also, I don't think the Republicans are going to flip this state. I think the Democrats will narrowly hold on, even with negative approval ratings. I don't see the Republicans flipping this. I think they're going to hold on here. State of Arizona, the Republicans are nominating someone extremely far right, Carrie Lake. She has a real possibility of losing, but I'm going to assume even if she's super far right, she'll probably hold on by about a tilt projection. I would make it. It's going to be extremely close, though. The state of Oregon has the potential of a competitive race, but I'm assuming the Republicans still, I'm assuming the Democrats still hold this race by about a likely margin. Same with the state of Nevada. I think it'll be tilt in favor of Democrats. Sisolak has decent approval ratings here. I think he'll probably hold on. Got a few more states up here. Georgia. If it's Brian Kemp, like currently he's leading by a huge margin. If it's Brian Kemp at this point, it'll be likely. However, it's Purdue. It's going to be a lean margin. Stacey Abrams is probably going to lose based on how the Democrats are getting dragged down by Biden's negative approval ratings. It's probably going to drag her down in this state. She probably would have a chance if it was an election year, but it's always an off year. So, got to hope for an incumbent Republican in office for her to win the governor's race in Georgia. So we got 5 more states left. Maine, I don't think the Republicans really have a shot here. I think the Democrats will probably hold their own in Maine and win this governor mansion. However, in the state of Wisconsin, I do think it's going to be a Republican flip. I think Tony Evers has a very low approval rating, and it's going to be a Republican flip just based off the current things we're seeing in the generic ballot. I don't see how he holds on in this state. The state of Pennsylvania also, even though Josh Shapiro is a very strong candidate, I do think he's probably going to lose because no one party has ever won more than 8 years in a row in Pennsylvania, especially in governor's races. So I don't think they're gonna. I don't think the Democrats are gonna win this again. I do think the Republicans really flip this race. However, in the state of Minnesota, I do think that Tim Walz will pull out a victory here against the Republicans, just based off the current polling I'm seeing. He's still leading by a lean margin, but the race has narrowed significantly. In the state of Michigan, I also expect Gretchen Whitmer to hold on here by a tilt margin. It'll be very, very close, but I do think she's going to pull off a victory here just based off the current polling we've seen out of the state. So let me know what you think of this video in the comment section below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.